On this video, we'll continue with less work on 8.5, which is using the properties of logarithms. So just a review of those properties. This first one that's shown here, when you're adding two logs that have the same base, you can combine them, keep the base the same, and multiply. When you're subtracting two logs with the same base, you can combine them into one single log and divide. And then this last one is when you have the log to a power. That power can be moved out in front, and you can multiply. Very similar to just taking this value, whatever that exponent is, moving it out in front and multiplying. So the first couple problems on this practice worksheet are giving you what the log base 10 of 5 is and what the log base 10 of 7 is approximately, and want you to approximate the value of different logs. So number one, it says log base 10 of 35. Well, I could write that as log base 10 of 7 plus the log base 10 of 5, because 7 times 5 is 35. And then I know that log base 10 of 7 is 0.8451. That's given to you in the problem. And log base 10 of 5 is 0.6990. And then we would add those together, and you would get your value, which is, if you take 0.8451 plus 0.6990, you get 1.5441. Approximation of what log base 10 of 35 is. Number 6 here in the practice, it's 175. You could break that up into log base 10 of 25 and plus log base 10 of 7, because 25 times 7 is 125 or 175. And then 25 could be written as 5 squared. And then this power can be moved out in front, so it's 2 times the log base 10 of 5 plus the log base 10 of 7. And then substitute in those known values. Again, log base 10 of 5 is 0.6990. Log base 10 of 7 is 0.8451. Grab your calculator and do the computation. 2 times 0.6990 plus 0.8451 gives you a total of 2.2431. Second part of this is asking to solve some equations. So you remember when we solved equations in 8.4? 8.4, we wanted to get a single logarithm, or if we had multiple logs, try to get the bases the same so that you can set them equal. Now we know logs or properties of logs, so we want that to help us to get to either a single log or logs equal to each other. So in number 9, this 2/3 could be moved out here to the power. That's one of our properties. And then we know that 8 to the 2/3 power, the cube root of 8 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. So that's 4. And now I've got the same base logarithm on both sides, so n would equal 4. Number 10, we're subtracting 2 logs here, which means if they've got the same base, I can combine and divide them. So 3u plus 14 divided by 5 equals the log base 9 of 2u. And now we've got the same base on each side. I'm going to set these equal. I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. 3u plus 14 is equal to 10u. Subtract 3u from both sides. And I'm going to have 7u is 14. So u would be 2. I should again be checking it to make sure I'm not ever taking the log of a negative number, which I'm not. So that is going to check out. Number 24, we've got 2 base log 8. We're adding them, which means I can combine and multiply them. So I'll be taking n minus 3 times n plus 4. And I'm going to have to FOIL this. So I'm going to have n squared. I'm going to have plus 4n minus 3n minus 12. Combine like terms. And now you can see we just formed a quadratic equation. All right, but I'm also with a single logarithm here, so changing the form of this, 8's my base, so it's going to be 8 to the first power equals this quadratic. So n squared plus n minus 12 is going to equal 8 to the first, which is 8. Then I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, because in order to solve a quadratic, you got to get it to equal 0. Factor this one, which is one way of solving it. But I think it's going to factor because 5 and 4 is going to work if I got a positive 5 and a negative 4. So my solutions for n would be negative 5 and positive 4. Let's check these. If you put negative 5 in for the n, you're taking the log of a negative number. That does not work. If you put 4 in on both sides, that will work. So 4 would be your solution here. So the key there is use your log properties to simplify as much as you can. If you get a single log, change the form. If you got multiple logs, get the bases the same and set them equal.